Here for your Buckeye Talk outrageous predictions for Ohio State, Iowa, noon on Saturday. Nathan Baird, get outrageous.
Listen, I started this week, and we do this a lot, where you think you know something about a team that is coming. But then when you start to break down the numbers, you find out it's either not as bad as you thought, or there's something hidden in there, or maybe they're a little bit better. That is not the case of Iowa's offense. Every single number that someone presents about Iowa's offense is worse than the last one. It is a Russian nesting doll of new ways to go 3 and out. Just Scott Docterman, my friend that writes for The Athletic, wrote one the other night that was like, in the last 14 games, they've had 7 completions inside the 10-yard line for a total of 3 yards. It's an ineptitude. It's as if Akron has joined the Big Ten. It's an abysmal offense, and I as bad as that is, I think it's time to start giving some credit to what Ohio State's defense is going to do to really bad offenses. We've already seen evidence of it this year, and I think coming off of the bye week, a fully rested team, a team that's motivated to go out and maybe put its stamp on college football the way teams did last week. So to be outrageous, I'm going to take Iowa under 100 yards on Saturday.
Oh, my. By the way, keep Akron's program out of your mouth. Joe Moorhead is the head coach at Akron right now, and Joe Moorhead is 400 times the offensive mind that anybody on the Iowa staff is.
Fair enough. Okay, insert terrible Group of 5 program here.
You should say, fair enough. Fair enough. Get it? It's a little pun. Did you, what is 100, is fewer than 100 yards bad?
I didn't even look it up. I'm just saying that, like, it's this.
Okay, because mine is along those lines. Well, I'll just do mine now, and now mine doesn't feel as outrageous because I'm going to take Spencer Petras, their quarterback, the Iowa quarterback, under 90 passing yards. He's had 2 games in his career where he played a full game. He had one that was 93, one that was 92. This, I think, would be his lowest passing total for a full game, but. You said 100 for the whole offense. So yours is like Spencer Petras throws for like 30 and they run for 65 and they're under 100. So like, I feel much less outrageous. I was like, oh, like a human quarterback in a major college football game throwing for like 81 yards on 23 attempts. That's pretty bad. And Baird's like,
well, I think
I don't know, hot cider. Look at this, 100 yards total.
People have been pointing out, I've seen a couple posts this week that like, oh, Spencer Petras has actually attempted more passes than C.J. Stroud has this year. It's like, yeah, because he has to play the full game. C.J. Stroud gets to go like take a nap halfway through the third quarter because he's blowing people off the field, whereas Spencer Petras is just grinding out that last point to beat South Dakota State.
And it takes him 30 more passes to complete 10 of them, while it takes C.J. Stroud like 11 passes to get to 10 completions.
True. No, right. One C.J. Stroud 40-yard pass is like 9 Spencer Petras completions to go 40 yards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that really is a lot more passes. All right, Steven, be outrageous.
I thought I was going to come in here with the most outrageous thing, and apparently that's clearly not the case here. I was just going to say Ohio State hasn't shut out a team since 2019 when they shut out Cincinnati when Luke Fickell came in here and just completely overthought the process. But they haven't shut out a Big Ten team since 2017, and that was Rutgers. Remember that team when they sucked? Now we're talking about Iowa kind of the same way, who, as bad as their offense is,
Iowa beat Rutgers this year pretty handily.
They did.
To be fair.
Worse than Iowa's. Statistically.
But also Rutgers has to play Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan every year while Iowa is in the Big Ten West. So it evens itself out a little bit. But at the same time, Iowa, as bad as their offense has been in certain years, they actually haven't been shut out since 2000. When they lost to Illinois. So they still managed to find a way to put points up on the board, even if it's because their defense got a safety or a defensive touchdown. I'm saying none of that's going to happen because this defense isn't stopping Ohio State's offense, and good defenses every so often get shutouts. And this is an opportunity for probably the best and only opportunity for Ohio State's defense to get one, because it takes a pretty good defense in an offense that's borderline terrible. Iowa just completely erases that borderline and just kind of lives in that country of terrible offenses. So here we go. Shutout for Ohio State. First time in 3 years and first time in 5 years for a Big Ten opponent.
You sound like Brian Ferentz's agent. Like, oh, well, they haven't been shut out. No, I mean, like, well, at least we don't get 0. Okay, those were outrageous predictions. We hope you guys are listening to a Buckeye Talk podcast. We'd love to have you guys try our texts. 2-week free trial. You send a text to this number, 614-350-3315. You get back an easy way to sign up, and then you're in. If you don't like it, you type stop and you're out. See you at cleveland.com/OSU. See you on the postgame Buckeye Talk. For Nathan and Steven, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.